Welcome back to The Purpose Works, and I'm Jane Lauderback. Today we're going to talk about the topic of leadership. And I know everyone goes, oh my God, we're going to talk about like that broad, it's like saying, well, what's the definition of art? And it's really interesting because leadership has so many different kinds of definitions. And so as the world of work has changed so dramatically, we asked our clients over the last month, what does leadership mean to you? And what was fascinating to us was the common thread was that people described leadership as a destination. Leadership was a certain role. Leadership was something that you get. It's like a badge that you wear after a certain number of years of experience. And they also said, when I don't know the answer, that's how I know I'm not a leader. And I expect my leaders to know certain kinds of things. My leaders should know everything, essentially. And so what we found interesting is there's a big gaping hole, and that is that what people didn't really recognize is that leadership is really about responsibility. Leadership is really a practice, and it's not a destination. Leadership is about how do I want to stand up for myself, not only having a voice, but what do I need to do for my own professional growth? We heard lots about a focus around my team, a focus around the organization, and those are all really important, and they are demonstrations of leadership. That's taking responsibility for outcomes and taking a responsibility of sort of nurturing and providing for the team. But there's also the part around how do you fulfill on that, or it's almost as if I don't have that role or if I don't have that badge, then I'm certainly not a leader. And what we want to reflect on today is the importance of recognizing your own responsibility, and that really decides what a leader is. You can be a leader at any level, and leadership is not exclusive to work. Leadership is about how I want to make sure that I'm building the right kinds and nurturing the right kinds of personal relationships. Leadership is also how I want to make sure that as I go throughout my life, I'm fulfilled in many different kinds of ways and not shirking those responsibilities to my organization, my team, my relationships, and certainly to myself. And what's really interesting about the notion of leadership is that, particularly today, and maybe this is where the big change is that everything is going so quickly, so dramatically, that there is no true expectation of everyone knowing everything, and that means that you're a leader. In fact, it's those leaders who recognize that they don't know everything, and that's how you build a team. You build a team by making sure that there's a great community of skills, and that job as a leader is the responsibility of getting everybody aligned in the most appropriate way so that you can accelerate growth for the organization, for your people, and all of you as individuals. And so how do you start thinking about putting that sort of into practice? And so we believe it's about being really practical. And how do you want to sort of grow in that sense of building on your leadership? And the first one really is acknowledging and really understanding what's your purpose. And are you acting on your purpose and serving on your purpose? Are you going to work in a way where you feel that you're doing something that you've always wanted to do, and together you're doing something even better, right? And making a significant change. When it's tough, are you helping people to navigate through with great sort of respect, grace, understanding, and empathy, and those softer skills? And I don't know why we call them soft skills, because they're so important to getting to where we need to get to the outcomes and to solve the big problems. But are you doing that in a way where you're making taking the responsibility of bringing the team together in that healthy, sort of humane? We want to go to work and have humane places to go to work. And so part of that is just knowing that your practice also is something that can feed on other people too. And so it's a way to kind of cascade everybody else, acknowledging and helping each other shape and lead through this sense of strong responsibility. So the cool thing about taking responsibility, again, it is a practice, and it's just super simple. And if we all did it, every contributor, every member, my God, the outcomes that we can all achieve together. And isn't that why we go to work? If you found this video of value, please share it with others, and we absolutely welcome your comments. Thank you.